Jim and Terry Show, coffee well consumed, thoughts on fire, and we're firing with FIFA. Is that alliteration?
Thoughts on fire, I like that.
I was going to call it balls on fire, but that might be a different thing.
Hey,
Soccer
baby.
balls on fire.
My thoughts are on fire.
Okay, we're talking to this is the Jim and Terry Show, podcasting from Bob Cajun. My good friend, Jim,
That would be me.
is in the corner, and you have to poke him once in a while to get him going, but he's so fired up. I don't have a stick in hand. And we're going to talk about FIFA and the World Cup and Toronto, and start off with Toronto's mayor, Olivia Chow. What has she created for herself?
Well, apparently, at the beginning of all this, she said that there's going to be, fan gatherings, where the fans can gather and celebrate together the games and
space.
jump up and down. So if Italy ends up coming to Toronto, all the Italian community and anybody else who wants to join them gather in certain public places on a big screen and watch it. And it was right in there, free access to these. Now
access.
she's changed her mind and wants to charge $10 a person. Well, if you got a family of 5, that's an extra $50 to go stand somewhere, not to mention totally gouged by the food prices when you get there. So no, a bad move, Olivia Chow. Let people gather for free,
And you were suggesting, this is where I say, my good friend, I would vote for you because character matters. If you were Doug Ford, would you offer, your $9 million short Olivia Chow from Toronto's budget? We'll spot you that $9 million.
Yeah, I think that would be a real good move. There's only one problem in the corrupt world of politics, and that problem is Ford and Olivia Chow are friends. So if he does that, it makes her look bad. So I don't know how you could get around that. I guess if you wanted to, you could have Olivia Chow say, I asked the provincial government if they would help us out in this, and they said yes, so the events are free. That could work. And this is why you would vote for me.
Because you find solutions that make people happy.
Yeah, so she shouldn't charge for it. It's going to be a huge event. Probably never happen again. It's just one of those things.
All right. Let's take it, may never happen again, and take a look at why I was hoping myself that this would not happen this time. And it started when FIFA, the organization, decided to give President Orange Jesus, dude, a peace prize. And I thought, this is it. The end of the world as I know it.
Well, FIFA is known for its corruption. It's like a mob in itself. So it only makes sense that the president of FIFA would talk to another mob boss in the way in which they did. Now, the funny thing about that award is, would you accept it? No way on this earth. I'd say, please do not give me this award, because it's just like a spoiled little brat wanting a participation button or something.
I still remember him putting it on his own head, taking it out of the guy's hand.
Yeah. So, them making up this award, which can only be won by one person ever for the rest of the world until he dies, this stupid award. So I'm like you. I say, I hope that backfires in some way, which is probably totally not Christian of me.
Well, it wasn't just on the FIFA end of things that I hoped it would backfire. I hoped it would backfire because of ICE. ICE showing up at the stadiums across the United States, and I heard they were trying to come to Canada. ICE inside Canada.
I would not allow that if I was
I'm hoping
say
Carney
no.
has something to say
We
about
have our
this.
own legal world. Tell us what you're worried about, and we will monitor it with our RCMP.
You can stay at the border, but you do not cross.
Yeah, RCMP. We have all kinds of our own CSIS. No, what's ours called? CSIS, isn't it? Yeah. CSIS. We have
RCMP.
We have all of them. So no, you stay on your side of the border, and if you come across with arms, you're going to be arrested because no.
What about drone incursions? ICE drones.
Well, the sad thing is with the atmosphere in which we have, everything's got to be concerning. Number one, I guess if I was a terrorist, I'd just be thinking this is perfect. But on the other hand, some countries don't feel comfortable about going into the United States.
No.
And as individual
who are being
tourists,
detained at airports, arriving at JFK or wherever they're arriving.
Yeah, as individual tourists are concerned about going, you can see why maybe some athletes are afraid of going. So with the atmosphere of hate, which has been generated up by the presidency and all his sycophants. With that atmosphere, I'd be uncomfortable too. And some of them have been saying, can we not have our venue in Canada or in Mexico? So depending on what Trump does in the next 2 months, you may have a canceled FIFA or a really scaled down one or something.
I'm hoping. I had hoped it in a preemptive fashion that FIFA would have been wise enough to say the U.S. is not in a state. I wrote a podcast, blog, in which I called the United States a failed state. I gave some examples of why I would consider it measurably a failed state. And my belief is that doing this is the same as giving Russia the Olympics. Why would you do that? They have nothing to do with democracy. They have nothing to do with the values that Olympics represent. Why would you do that? Money.
Money. And the payoffs. And all.
Do you think Trump is getting some of this stuff?
Oh, sure. I don't know that. Did he not get it with the oil?
Yes.
Is he not talking about how great the United States is going to make a lot of money?
Did he not talk about sharing the tolls in Strait of Hormuz?
Yes. Did he not talk about that? So with him, if anybody worships money, it's him. So you know that part of it's going to benefit him. And either politically, but I don't think so. I think economically, he'll probably make a killing over it all. A pun of wrong, yeah.
Gallows humor.
So you've got FIFA, who makes huge amount of money with countries bidding for it. No doubt the United States, who's getting the bulk of this games, offered a lot to FIFA with the promise of getting a lot and starting off with a peace prize to the President of the United States because he's solved 8 wars, at which he's solved none. By the way, Trump said the other day, nobody else has solved any wars.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, every war is solved, even if you surrender.
Wow.
You still have solved the war.
Wow.
So many people have solved wars.
Unbelievable. Well, sticking on the topic of FIFA in this summer, and my hopes, preemptively, I hope that FIFA would withdraw the United States from it and directly just fly people to Canada and to Mexico.
Yeah.
Bypass the United States completely.
I'd love that.
I would have loved that.
And
My
probably
dreams.
Mexico would have the better venues.
Yes, well, they would.
They have the bigger stadiums.
They have the bigger stadiums.
Yeah,
Football is really...
And there's no time right now to start building stadiums in Calgary or wherever.
No time to start building, so it has to be in established stadiums
Yeah.
that could accommodate soccer. So I'm thinking there's only limited, and the 3 that might come to mind are Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver. I don't know which the venues are. But to me, I'm hoping it fails. I'm hoping FIFA, as corrupt as they are, takes a lesson and takes a hit in the pocketbook. Not for the fans' sake, not for the athletes' sake. I still hope that carries on for them, for their, for us regular schmoes on the Jim and Terry show, to see that quality of play. It's amazing. So I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, I love the World Cup.
Fails. I hope people don't show up. I hope the venues don't get filled. I'm hoping people don't show up, especially in the United States.
People's own interest will overtake, the interest of the better good. So, no, all those stadiums will be completely full. You're going to probably have something happen with ICE, because...
well, I'm hoping ICE stays in their own territory.
Trump trumped Jesus Christ on Easter.
Jesus.
On Easter. Trump trumped Artemis II coming back to Earth.
Yes, he did.
Trump will trump FIFA. So what's he going to do? Raid Italy? I don't know. He trumps everything. He needs to be what you're talking about at all times. Nothing to do with his ego,
Did
Terry.
he preempt the Artemis return, or was it the Artemis launch that he
did
had?
it. The Artemis launch as well. I think he did both.
So he bookended the whole Artemis thing, all about him.
All of it, all about him, and it's just the way he is. So FIFA should be nervous because on those days as the special games, the good news is there's going to be too many games going on at once. But every day, probably when FIFA's going on, Trump's going to do something to stay in the news above everybody else.
Okay, I'll hold that one on the side. That will be whatever that will be because he's nuts. But on the side of potential violence, in either with ICE or with other agencies, or with fans or whatever, I'm a little afraid for that. And I was hoping that most people would choose venues in Canada or choose venues in Mexico and choose to bypass your participation in the United States hosting of this thing.
Soccer fans won't do that.
Isn't that-
They're just going to have to go to
So
LA
where
to
are
see
the
it.
people like Kearney, whose book values says put your values in
They're not gonna
practice,
do it.
vote with your feet.
Number one, they've bought the tickets 2 years ago.
So before all this stuff started.
They're going to go. That's what I believe, anyways. I'll be surprised if there's any venues empty.
Well, FIFA's coming this summer, ready or not.
I'm going to be watching.
Here we come. Tim and Terry Show, curious about FIFA and corruption and the orange.
I want to give you this peace cup of the first key, the only peace cup that's ever been given to you, Terry, for your peaceful podcasting.
I'm sure what you're saying. I know it's complicated. Bye-bye, my friend.